We are about to cut this board. So I'm thinking it would be much easier for me to sand it first, and we're going to sand it 3 times with 80, 120 and 180 sanding paper. And once it's safe, sand it. I'm gonna slash it, I'm gonna cut it for smaller pieces. So thanks to this method, everything is gonna be sanded equally, and I will work just a little bit faster. Alright, the sanding job is done. Now this board stands for walls. This board stands for the top where the speakers will sit on. So before I put any form of oil on it, I'm gonna cut it in half so I can take care of the edges, and then we will protect the wood and then oil the wood like we did with the table. We will follow exactly the same recipe. These are the pieces. Right now we did pre-stain like we did with the table. So the table is here, it's waiting. So we are going to kind of recreate the same color, the same texture for the equipment housing. So right now we've got pre-stained, and hopefully tomorrow we are going to put the coat of oil. So that's the product. That's the cherry flavor of the wood. We just personalize the wood by adding this cherry color. And of course, tomorrow we are going to sand the thing and put another coating on top. Alright, we pre-cut pieces for our housing, 2 of them. 2 walls, 1 top, 1 ceiling, and there's another piece what we're going to use underneath. Before we glue everything together, we are going to mount these metal pieces, and they are going to sit inside. And there will be another inside metal piece attached to the second board. Okay? I want to do it now because I've got very easy access to drill the holes and mount the whole thing. Just remember, it has to be identical, the space and everything else. Now, we pre-cut these pieces by using a handsaw. There is a possibility of like imperfections, so we are going to sand them, make sure that they are equal. So once you drop the top, right, it's gonna sit perfectly on top. Our equipment housing is gonna be built from 3 pieces, side, and the top. The frame, the metal frame, is so solid and it's gonna glue all together that we don't need the bottom. So it's gonna sit comfortably on the table, the one you see behind. Last coat of shine is in place. These pieces will just dry and we will assemble them once they are all set. Should take probably between 6 and 12 hours. We don't want to rush it. We want to make sure that it settles comfortable, and then we are going to start pre-drilling and drilling and mounting these pieces to individual puzzles, and then hopefully we'll pull them together without any problems. Okay, so this is us building housing for music equipment. It's built from 3 different walls. I mean 3 different pieces. There's 2 walls and a ceiling. And we decided to skip the bottom. It didn't look good. And also, once you mount the music equipment into these brackets and these brackets to walls, it's so steady like a tank that there's no need for additional help. So this is the back side of the table. We are going to connect legs to it, and we are going to place it right on the middle between those acoustic panels. See, cats already like it. So here's the drill. The tabletop, it's upside down. I drop these legs. They are not screwed to the bottom yet. That's the next step. So the idea is to measure the distance, make sure that it's in place you want them to be, and then screw them in. So after that, we are going to flip the desk upside down and put it into place. Sounds good? Let's go for it. All right, the screws are in. I purchased these in a hardware store. 1 inch long, right in the size of that hole. So I brought this piece with me to the store, and I know that the thickness of the wood is 1 inch, but I've got this extra space, as you see, so hopefully we didn't drill through it. But I wanted to make sure that it's solid. Of course, now it's time to drop the music equipment on top, piano underneath, undoes the whole thing, but it looks solid, and it seems like we made it. So after all this effort, when you think about it, Yes, there's a lot of cutting and sanding and measuring, but if you have access to a space that you can, put this kind of table together, I want to remind you that it's a fraction of the cost what you could pay for a ready product like that. Alright, we've got two walls and the ceiling. So we're going to mount our equipment to the walls first. Then we are going to glue the ceiling on top. In order to do that, I want to go beyond that point with the top and move the top just a little bit forward 1 inch so I can put the LED lights underneath. Now it's time to put this music equipment inside. Okay, so we're going to connect both walls and then drop the ceiling after. So this one housing is almost done. That's how it looks like. Of course, we're going to drop the top on top. It's gonna be fabulous. But for now, everything works. It's tight, it's solid. I've got some space to breathe on top and on the bottom. Okay, final results are in place. As you see, that's the desk, that's the piano, that's the equipment housing to the right. Behind you've got acoustic bass trap. To the left, another cabinet, another acoustic panel. So as you see, this whole place kind of start shaping the way we're supposed to. This is a refrigerator for more equipment. The equipment would make noise, so there will be another step, but this is how it looks like. Okay, so for fraction of the money, we were able to create something what it's solid, clean, and also Looks great. I love to spend money for professional music equipment. I would rather spend thousands of dollars to buy these rather than mixing desk. By building our own, we saved a tremendous amount of money. It took some time and effort, yes. We had to buy some wood, some pipe legs, of course. But you can always search for cheaper alternatives, such as cheaper piece of wood, built legs out of 2x4s, etc. In the end of the day, we achieve a beautiful result, something what I'm very proud of. I'm gonna enjoy it for hopefully a few years at least. And guess what? If I ever decide or have enough money, budget, right, to purchase the professional mixing desk, I'm gonna use this top. I don't know, maybe some dining room table. Yeah, we already got legs. I could give this to my wife, to her office. We could cut it in half or just cut it in circle and create a bunch of coffee tables, which means when time comes and I feel like changing and I want to upgrade for something else, I can use this material and there is no such thing as a waste. We really recommend, if you have a space and some tools available to you, a little garage if you wish, or backyard, which you can just spill all your tools and just play with the wood, right? We really recommend, because in the end of the day, it tastes better. And, you know, the satisfaction goes up to the roof. Of course, it took us, a couple of weeks to pull it off, but in the end, we've got something very personal. And like the music goes, right? If I can build it, you can build it too. Believe me, I've never built anything in my life, and all of a sudden I'm building this. This is crazy. Okay? My name is Piotr Kowalczyk. I'm with the Royal Composer. See you next time.